Have you ever found yourself waking up in the morning, clearing your throat over and over, spitting into a tissue, and thinking, "Why do I keep coughing up mucus every single day?" Maybe you tell yourself it's just part of getting older. Maybe you even laugh it off, calling it your morning ritual. But deep down, doesn't it bother you just a little? Doesn't it make you wonder, is this normal, or is my body trying to tell me something more? And if you're over 60, 70, or even 80, you already know how quickly little changes in your health can add up. What seems like nothing today can grow into something that steals your comfort, your energy, and even your peace of mind tomorrow. That's why this matters. Because living your golden years should be about freedom, comfort, and dignity, not about carrying around a box of tissues and trying to hide a cough that just won't stop. For many older adults, this daily mucus feels embarrassing in public, exhausting at home, and sometimes even frightening in the quiet of the night. And here's the truth, it's not always just old age. More often than not, there are real reasons behind it. Some are hidden, some are surprising, and some can be solved more easily than you might think. That's what we're going to talk about today. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the 5 hidden reasons why older adults keep coughing up mucus every day, and more importantly, how you can start finding relief naturally, without overwhelming changes or complicated medical jargon. And I'll tell you this, if you stay with me until the end, you may discover the exact solution you've been searching for, the one that makes you breathe easier, rest deeper, and feel more in control of your health. But before we dive in, I'd love for you to pause for just a second and connect with me. Drop a comment down below saying, "I'm here." Because it tells me that you're ready to learn, to care for yourself, or maybe even for someone you love. And while you're at it, don't forget to hit that subscribe button to join our community here at Elderly Wisdom Tips, where every video is made with your health, your comfort, and your dignity in mind. Let's begin with the very first hidden reason older adults often find themselves coughing up mucus every single day: dryness and throat irritation. Picture this, you wake up in the morning, your throat feels scratchy, and the mucus you cough up is thick and sticky, almost impossible to clear. You drink a little water, maybe even cough harder, but it just seems to cling there. Sound familiar? You're not alone. Many older adults face this exact situation daily, and it's not just a minor inconvenience, it can affect the way you eat, the way you sleep, even the way you talk with people around you. Here's what's happening inside your body. As we get older, the lining of our throat and airways naturally becomes thinner and drier. On top of that, certain medications, especially ones that are very common among seniors, like blood pressure tablets or antihistamines, can dry out those protective mucous membranes even more. And when your throat gets dry, your body responds by making mucus that is thicker and stickier than before, almost like glue. Instead of sliding away easily, it lingers and builds up, forcing you to cough again and again. Now, here's where a lot of families go wrong. They look at their elderly parent or grandparent clearing their throat every morning and say, "Oh, that's just part of old age, everyone gets a morning cough." But here's the truth, it isn't always just age. Sometimes it's actually the body struggling with dryness caused by medications, environment, or even simply not drinking enough fluids. Ignoring it only leaves the person more uncomfortable and sometimes even embarrassed. So what can you do about it? The solution doesn't have to be complicated. Start with hydration. Keep a glass of water by your bedside and sip it before you go to sleep and first thing when you wake up. Herbal teas like ginger or licorice root can be soothing and help loosen mucus naturally. And here's something that makes a big difference for many people: use a simple humidifier at night to add a little moisture back into the air. That small change can transform your mornings from coughing and spitting to breathing and speaking more comfortably. But dryness isn't the only reason mucus builds up. Sometimes, the issue reaches deeper, inside the lungs themselves. Think about that elderly neighbor you know, the one who always carries a packet of tissues in their pocket. No matter the season, no matter the time of day, they're constantly clearing their throat, coughing, or apologizing for the noise they make. Maybe you've even seen the way they try to hide it, embarrassed to cough around others, even though they can't control it. This often happens because of chronic respiratory conditions, things like COPD, asthma, or the long-term effects of smoking in earlier years. These conditions weaken the lungs, damage the airways, and change the way the body handles mucus. Instead of being thin and easy to clear, mucus becomes thicker, heavier, and far more stubborn. For the person struggling with it, every cough can feel like a fight, and every breath can feel like a reminder that the lungs aren't what they used to be. Here's the mistake many people make: they hear that constant cough and immediately assume, oh, that's just smoker's cough. But here's the truth: it isn't always about smoking. Even older adults who have never smoked a day in their lives can develop mucus buildup from long-term lung irritation, past infections, or simply from breathing in environmental triggers over the years. Dismissing it as just a cough means ignoring a sign that the lungs may need care and support. So what can you do if this sounds familiar? The answer isn't to give up and accept it, it's to take small, gentle steps that strengthen the lungs naturally. Simple breathing exercises can help keep airways clear. A short daily walk, even just around the house or garden, can improve circulation and give the lungs a gentle workout. And let's not forget the power of nutrition. Foods rich in antioxidants, like fresh berries, leafy greens, or even a pinch of turmeric in warm milk or tea, can help the body fight inflammation and support lung health over time. These small actions may not make the cough disappear overnight, but they can make each day easier, each breath a little lighter, and each moment a bit more comfortable. But sometimes, the real source of that stubborn mucus isn't in the throat or the lungs at all. It's hiding further down, in the stomach. Picture your grandfather for a moment. Every night he lays down to sleep, and within minutes you hear it, coughing, clearing his throat, struggling to settle. Yet if you ask him, he'll tell you he's never felt a single burn in his chest. No heartburn, no indigestion, nothing that would make you suspect the stomach. And that's what makes this so tricky. Because for many older adults, acid reflux doesn't show up in the way you'd expect. Instead of burning pain, reflux often shows up as constant mucus, nagging throat irritation, or a never-ending need to clear the throat, especially at night or early in the morning. It's what doctors sometimes call silent reflux, because the usual fiery warning signs are missing, yet the acid creeping up into the throat still irritates and inflames. The result? More mucus. More coughing. More restless nights. Here's where the misunderstanding creeps in. Families often assume that a cough is only linked to the lungs or the airways. They never think to connect it to digestion. But the body is smarter than we realize. When acid comes up into the throat, even in small amounts, the body defends itself by producing more mucus. That mucus is meant to protect the delicate tissues, but for the person living with it, it just feels like a daily burden. So what can you do about it? Thankfully, there are natural steps that can make a real difference. Start by changing how you rest. Try elevating the head of your bed or using an extra pillow to prevent acid from traveling upward while you sleep. Eat smaller, lighter meals instead of heavy plates that weigh you down. Avoid lying down immediately after eating, and give your body at least 2 to 3 hours before bedtime to digest. Even sipping on warm water after meals can soothe the throat and help wash acid back down where it belongs. These small adjustments may not sound dramatic, but for many older adults, they bring noticeable relief. Nights become quieter, mornings less congested, and daily life a little more comfortable. But reflux isn't the only hidden trigger. Let's talk about something that often gets overlooked, even though it affects millions of older adults every single day: the very medications you take. Imagine this for a moment: you've been prescribed pills to keep your blood pressure under control, or maybe to help with your heart health. You take them faithfully, day after day, because you know they're protecting your body. But then, almost without noticing, a new problem creeps in. You start coughing more. Your throat feels irritated. And before long, you're spitting up more mucus than ever. It doesn't seem fair, does it? The very medicine designed to keep you alive and well may be causing an entirely new discomfort. And here's the surprising part, certain medications are known to do exactly that. A common example is ACE inhibitors, widely used for high blood pressure. These drugs are life-saving, but for many older adults, they trigger a persistent cough and mucus buildup that just doesn't go away until the medication is changed. Now here's where the misunderstanding begins. Most people assume the cough is unrelated. They think it's just allergies, or the weather, or simply age catching up. But sometimes, the culprit is sitting right there in the pill bottle. Ignoring that connection means living with months, or even years, of unnecessary discomfort. So, what can you do if this sounds like your situation? The most important thing is this: never stop your medication on your own. Those pills are protecting you, and suddenly stopping can be dangerous. Instead, bring up your symptoms with your doctor. Ask if your medication could be the reason behind your cough. Very often, there are alternatives or adjustments that can ease the side effects without sacrificing your health. And while you're waiting for answers, there are natural supports that can help calm the irritation. A warm glass of water mixed with honey can coat the throat and ease coughing spells. Gentle sips throughout the day can give relief without interfering with your treatment. You see, sometimes the problem isn't what's happening naturally in your body, it's what's being added to it. But mucus isn't always caused by what's happening inside your body. Sometimes, it comes from the very environment around you, the air you breathe every single day. Picture this: an elderly woman moves into her child's home so she can be closer to family and get more support. At first, everything feels wonderful: new surroundings, more laughter, more care. But soon, something unexpected happens. She develops a nagging cough. Every morning, she's coughing up mucus she never had before. The family worries, thinking she's getting sick or that age is catching up with her. But the real culprit? It's in the home itself. As we age, our lungs grow more sensitive. Dust that younger people don't even notice, mold hiding quietly in corners, or even strong fragrances from air fresheners and cleaning sprays, these can all irritate older airways. The result is a daily battle with mucus. And because the cause isn't obvious, families often mistake it for illness or simply getting older, when in fact, the problem is right under their noses. So, what's the solution? It starts with creating a gentler environment. Keep your home well ventilated, open windows when you can, let fresh air in. Avoid harsh cleaning chemicals and strong fragrances that may irritate delicate lungs. Make sure air filters are cleaned or replaced regularly, especially if you're using heating or cooling systems. And here's a natural remedy that has brought comfort to many: simple steam inhalation. Just a bowl of hot water, with a drop of eucalyptus oil if available, can open the airways, loosen mucus, and bring relief in minutes. These small changes can transform a home from a hidden irritant into a place of healing and comfort. So what does all this mean for you or your loved ones? Let's bring everything together and look at the bigger picture. For seniors, constant coughing and the need to clear mucus isn't just a small annoyance, it can feel truly isolating. Imagine sitting at a family gathering, wanting to enjoy the laughter and conversation, but instead, you're coughing into a tissue, worried people are staring, or apologizing for making noise you can't control. In public, it can feel embarrassing. At home, it can be exhausting, leaving you drained before the day has even begun. And for many, it steals away the simple peace of a good night's sleep. But here's the good news: now that you understand the possible causes, you can begin to see this issue in a new light. Instead of feeling helpless, you can move from frustration to proactive care. You don't have to accept mucus as an unavoidable part of aging. You now know that dryness, lung conditions, reflux, medications, and even the home environment can all play a role. And once you see the possibilities, you open the door to real, practical changes. So here's what I want you to do: if you or someone you love is struggling with this, don't wait for things to get worse. Try just one small change today. Maybe it's sipping a warm cup of ginger tea before bed. Maybe it's propping up an extra pillow to ease reflux during the night. Maybe it's walking outside for 10 minutes to give the lungs fresh air and gentle exercise. Or maybe it's as simple as checking your home environment, opening a window, replacing an old filter, or choosing natural cleaners over harsh ones. These aren't complicated steps. They're small, thoughtful acts of care. And taken together, they can restore something truly valuable: comfort, confidence, and peace of mind in your golden years. And remember this: you are not alone in this journey. Countless older adults face the same challenges every day. But with awareness, patience, and the right steps, you can take back control. You can ease the cough, clear the throat, and breathe a little easier. And with every breath, you'll be reminded that even in later life, your body is still capable of healing, adapting, and finding balance. Let's take a moment to bring everything together. We've talked about some of the hidden reasons why older adults find themselves coughing up mucus every day, and more importantly, what you can do about it. This daily struggle can come from dryness and irritation in the throat, from long-term lung conditions like COPD or asthma, from silent acid reflux creeping up at night, from the side effects of medications that are meant to protect you, or even from environmental triggers inside your very own home. Each of these causes is different, but the message is the same: you are not powerless. With awareness and a few gentle adjustments, you can bring relief, restore comfort, and reclaim the quality of life you deserve. Now I'd love to hear from you. Which of these do you think affects you or your loved one the most? Is it the dryness in the throat, the lungs, reflux at night, the medications, or maybe something in the environment? Share your experience down in the comments. Your story might be the encouragement another person needs, someone who feels alone right now and is searching for answers. And if this video has given you clarity or hope, I invite you to like and subscribe to Elderly Wisdom Tips. Every day we share thoughtful, practical guidance on living healthier, happier, and more comfortably after 60. Before we close, let me leave you with this: aging is not about decline, it's about adapting, about caring for yourself in new ways, about finding fresh hope in small but powerful changes. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Stay strong, stay hopeful, and remember, you have more control over your health than you think. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.